Hi guys, if you don't know, you're watching Easy Life with Ella, and today we will focus on ways to give yourself motivation every day to keep it together. Okay? I know it's hard and I know life is unfair, but we got to do it. We got to keep reminding ourselves who we are and what we gave out to this society and what we have contributed and what we have done to make it to this far. A selection of terrifying knives discarded by the fleeing attackers include a combat knife, a Rambo-style blade, and a zombie-style Arrested from Thornton Heath, South London, and Lewis of Kennington, South London, will remain into custody to be sentenced at a later date. Previously, a fourth defendant, Patrick Fox Pinto, 18, from Bow, East London, was clear of all charges after the prosecution offered no evidence. NHS staff told to take extra caution extracting organs after brain-dead baby start breathing. The safety alert sent to the staff at NHS Blood and Transport, seen by Sky News, advised them to pay particular attention to precondition and red flags in children after the boy began breathing independently. The child's father has told Sky News that extra caution is not good enough. They did 4 brain stem tests on him and certified his death. When I asked whether there was an alternative test, they said no. If there's just one test to prove someone is alive or dead, it should be 100% accurate. They said it's a miracle. It's not a miracle. This is faulty medical science. Doctors treating the child at the London hospital conduct 2 sets of brain stem tests before seeking a second opinion to confirm their diagnosis. 2 weeks later, a nurse at the hospital noticed the boy, then 4 months, was breathing. ARMC, which says the test set in August it would rewrite the code of practice on brain stem testing after the child case came to light. This week, it told Sky News it has speeded up the process with a report due to Friday in months. It has no offer parents or hospital advice on what to do in the meantime. David Jones, a professor at bioethics at St. Mary's University, warned there was a risk of organs being extracted from living children if clinicians got diagnosis wrong. The doctor could have said this child is dead and they could have taken his organs. Professor John says. They didn't because of an ongoing legal issue, and because they didn't, they later found out he wasn't dead. More and more are now expressing concerns about brain stem testing, according to Professor Jonas. If the test is a matter of life or death, if it's death means you can take organs, you want certainty. I think some of certainty has been taken away by this case. Rather than people who were skeptics being a minority, I think there are a lot of people who have become skeptical of the test, at least in relation to children. Test of confidence in her leadership, hovering at around $1.14 in the days preceding Friday's fiscal statement. It pledged once Mr. Cotton concluded his speech, falling more than 3% to $1.08 by the end of the day, an unprecedented response to a finance statement. The weekend gave the Chancellor and colleges a chance to provide more context for a statement that, with no spending plans or OBR forecasts, include only one half of the balance sheet rather than add detail. He chose to promise further tax cuts, which failed to ease market anxiety, leading to further falls, the opposite of a vote of confidence in the UK's new leadership's financial stability. The currency markets are reflecting concern that Mr. Kwarteng plans is not viable. The Challenger promised tax cuts of £45. The intention is to deliver a faster growing economy that generates more tax revenue, which in turn can be used to service the debt incurred to pay for it. By selling the pound, however, investors are expressing doubts about whether that is viable given inflation is already running at 10%. With tax rises effectively pumping more money into the economy, investors reason the Bank of England may have to increase interest rate even more sharply than expected to try to hold inflation in check. Bank rate went up 0.5 percentage points on Thursday, and there are now questions as to whether an emergency rate rise before the next scheduled decisions in November may be necessary to prop up the pound. This interaction between soaring government borrowing, record inflation, and a weak currency has been termed a doom loop, and it is phrase heard on city trading floors on Monday morning. Rising costs. The falling pound is bad news for UK importers and anyone who trades in dollar commodities, which includes anyone planning on filling a car with petrol in the coming days. Oil is priced in dollars, which means it will get more expensive in real terms for UK consumers. However, one piece of good news is that the currency influence will be offset by falling oil cost. Brent crude was trading on Monday at $85 a barrel, far below its earlier Ukraine-Russia war peaks of above $100. The pound has weakened against the euro too, which will have implications for the 50% of UK food that is imported from the continent. Anyone planning a European break in the October half-term or a trip to the US anytime will not look forward to visit the Bureau de Change. However, a weak